Right. So, uh, good morning from the UK, and of course, good morning in the Philippines. I think it's gonna be good evening in the in Eastern Time, and maybe good afternoon in some parts of the US. So this is Guru Tom Pena for episode 379, and tonight we have Grandmaster Joemarie Torocio of Uido de Caborata. So before I bring Grandmaster Joemarie for the interview, first and foremost, I would like to thank everybody for those who have supported the charity event for Grandmaster Moni Velez. So we had a 1 week or almost yeah a 1 week of the recorded Zoom lesson, um, and we managed to raise um, I think $1,000 now for the for GM Moniveles. So thank you very much for supporting us. This is the first time that FMA discussion actually did this kind of charity event. Thank you for those for the instructors who actually supported the event, who gave their time, who gave their expertise to support GM Moniveles. It's not over yet. Um Next weekend we're going to do the live sessions, and so in behalf of Jamar and Paul Rosales, Dean, and myself, and all the instructors who supported this charity event, thank you. Okay. um, so it's been a while since I have done the interview because of Wi-Fi problem in the house. So now it's sorted, and I'm back on the saddle. And as I come back from my first interview, um, we are basically presenting the Uido de Caburata from Negros. And as part of our campaign to be able to present more styles from the Philippines and like grandmasters that are lesser known, um, we are going to start with Grandmaster Joemarie Torocio. So let's welcome him. Right. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
Hello, good morning, Goro Tam. And then good morning, everyone.
Okay. Everything okay? Everything set up now for the demo later on?
Okay, what was the uh, first thing to do?
No, no, no.
Demo or
We're basically going to talk first about you, about the system a little bit, get to for our viewers to get to know the system a little bit more, and then we're going to do the demos later on, if that's okay. Okay, so before we start, let's say hi um, to those who are watching. So we have Terry Hoven from Stockton by way of Phoenix, and you've got Paul Rosales or Antoken ako from Florida. Hey, we have passed 1K already, so that is basically the donations for GM Veles. All right, that's brilliant. That's brilliant news, Paul. Okay, so guys, if you're watching this podcast, you know the drill. Say hi. Tell us where you are watching from. If you got any questions for GM Jomari, you can message me, or you can basically write it in the comment box, and we are going to address it. So GM, by the way, before we start, uh, there are some questions that were sent to me earlier on, so which later on I'm going to ask you as we basically pass to the interview. Don't worry, no trick questions, no bait questions as well. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and we got Joseph Bates from New Jersey. Hi guys, thank you for watching. Okay, so um, GM. Okay, let's basically shall we cover first what is Uido de Caburata, and later on we're going to basically cover your journey to it. Okay? Shall we start with what is Uido de Caburata, please?
Okay. Widow de Caborata, meaning widow is a century old. How many centuries old before the Spaniard time here in the Philippines? And then the Caborata, the birth of Caborata is uh, on 1942 to 1937.
Mm-hmm.
1937 was organized, but it's informal because there was no documents in the government. Now, Widow di Caborata, I registered the Widow di Caborata in my name, and then registered as a what you call this hmm, in the government name of ano ganun in English, DTI was registered to DTI. Then after that, uh, uh, Widow di Caborata is in San Miguel area. There is a proper curriculum, proper system during that time from Jose Aguilar to uh, his son Arturo Aguilar, Grandmaster Arturo Aguilar.
Okay. So, to clarify it with our audience, okay, what does Uido di Caburata mean? Um, is it basically something that is just in Negros?
Yeah. Widow, meaning to say, widow is the techniques of the whole Philippines. Like, for
Uido.
example, Jose Aguilar learned from 24 grandmasters and masters. So this is the widow system also. And then, before that, the Spaniard time, widow is existed already in many
Okay.
centuries. And then this is part of the culture of the of the time of the old Filipinos, the medieval time of Filipinos. And
Okay.
then
So,
kaburata,
yeah. Go on.
kaburata meaning is the strike of the tie with cloth, with the cloth, and then with a stone inside, and then make this as do this as cuts like a chako also, and
Also,
then
that is a kaburata. That's you basically like a cloth
yeah,
with a
yeah,
stone inside, tied.
mm, mm.
Okay.
Then it is translated also in ikog Carabao, the tail of the Carabao strike.
The tail
It
of the
was
Carabao
observed
strike.
by Pitoning Tolosa also. And then when he tried the Carabao, it is he's riding with opposite riding, because he faced the instead he faced the head of in order to go straight, and then but he's sitting at the center, and then facing the tail of the Carabao to observe the strike of the tail of Carabao.
Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so would you say that some of the strikes, some of the movements are basically based from the actual movement of the Carabao tail?
Yeah, stay. You can see that after this.
Okay, all right. Okay, so definitely gonna do a demo then. Okay, so are there uh, are there many types of Ovido de Caborata or Ovido or Caborata system in Negros?
Mm, some of the widow cooperative personnel are the walk-in members only, but they are not getting deeper the training of widow de cooperative, because they have already system, proper system, and then the some of the techniques they put inside their curriculum also. But with the Cabrata, we have the proper curriculum in San Miguel area, Maaw area, and the Minuyan area. In San Miguel area, we have the basic training course.
Okay.
We have the basic training course. The basic training course, if you learn the basic training course, you have to learn on the first day. You have banda ibanda in modular training, and then second day hinay-hinay, pigar, pigar kulob with pitok, pigar kaya with pitok, pigar labo pigar labo buno,
Mm-hmm.
pigar buno. Okay. After that, if you finish this basic training course, then you can proceed to instructor training course. In instructor training course, we have the kaburata kulob with pitok, kaburata kaya with pitok, kaburata labo, kaburata buno, kutsilyo bunal, agaw kutsilyo, buno kutsilyo with pigar.
Okay. So it looks like what you mentioned are almost like subsystems. So you need
This
to have
is
you need to those like specialization or areas, sub areas within the system.
in every modules there's a 12 strikes. There is
Okay.
a strike, and then there is a defense also. Like for example, in the pigar, we have the strike pigar, 12 strikes, and then there is a defense of 12 strikes. So that is 24 already, 24 techniques.
All
So
right.
I count this techniques in basic training course. This is already 160 techniques, more
Okay.
or less 160 techniques. Where 24, 24, 72, 140. Okay, more or less 160 techniques in basic training course.
All right.
This
Okay.
is the beginning. This is only the beginning of your journey in Wido di Caborata basic training course.
Okay. GM, how long before a novice understand and learn the art?
Me? Of course, I learned this from when
And
I was
GM, in general, how long does a novice, for example, a student comes to you to learn?
no. Okay. You have, if you are in if you would like to learn in every week, you can learn twice a week or once a week, two and a half to 3 years in basic course. But if you in modular course like pariner, you want to learn a pass training, because they're going to review this in abroad also. So you can learn in 10 days only. like
Okay.
like it's like just like if you learn in college, when you
Mm-hmm.
review this, the one semester class, when you review this, you can review this within 2 days only.
Okay. I see. Okay. So, if a student wants to try the art, what is the recommended days and hours of training? How much?
in
Yeah.
in partner in what we call this, in from abroad people, you can learn this from 10 days to 20 days, from basic course to instructor course. So in basic training course 10 days, another 10 days for instructor training course. But if you would like to getting deeper this, if you have the time, you must stay for 3 years here in the Philippines to learn this art.
Okay. So the 10 days for the basic course, you need to spend a year before you do the instructor's course. I
Okay,
or
you want to add another another 1 year. If you get this if you got this what to call this a basic training course, 7 modules,
Mhm.
you can get this for 2.5 to 3 years, and then you can add another 1 year for instructor training course. But in modular training, you can get this basic training course for 10 days and another 10 days for instructor training course in
Okay.
modular.
All right.
You, anyway, you can review this in abroad. You can make a virtual training with me.
I see. Okay. All right. Okay. So, before I carry on with some of the questions, let's say hi to Dean Franco. Okay.
Hi,
Hi,
Dean.
Dean.
Good morning.
Right. Brett Reese from Kentucky. Uh,
Hi, good.
Paul made a comment. We use that as a rumble. We use that in rumble. Uh, Stone wrapped in handkerchief. Yeah, I've seen this being used in Tondo as well, Paul. Yeah, this is very common. Okay, and Paul has a question here. Is Buno uh, ground fighting or is it a stand-up grappling?
No, buno. Buno is a strike like this.
Oh, I see.
Stabbing is a buno. Stabbing is a buno.
Ah, also stabbing. So it's not Buno as in grappling.
No, grappling is different from DDD
Ah,
training.
okay. No, it's because
Different.
in some parts of the Philippines, Buno means grappling.
Wait. Yes, wait. Wait.
Okay. So, guys, thank you for watching this episode. And if you got any question, just feel free to answer. Uh, s- uh, GM Sami Ibe. Good day, everyone. Shout out from Mantas Daga. Hi, GM.
This
Um,
is buno. Sorry.
sorry, GM.
Okay.
Sorry. Joseph Bates, how is the art spelled? Charlie Alpha, Bravo, Uniform, Romeo Alpha, Tango Alpha. Oh, there you go. Okay. Beatrice, you are the martial science, Thomaser, in your questioning and expression. Thanks very much, bro. Okay, go back to you, GM. So, Buno is?
Like this, buno.
Okay.
Labo is like this, slashing.
All right.
Labo.
Okay, so that's basically what you were referring to earlier on as one of the submodules. Buno.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, Paul said maybe Buno is a Bisaya word for
Yeah, this
grappling.
is word. Ilonggo words.
Okay. Right. Okay, so for example, GM, for a beginner, okay, if they want to learn the art, would the 10 days be enough for them to at least have a good understanding of the art?
Actually, if you are a beginners, I have assistant in teaching for my 42 years in experience in martial arts. I have experience how to induce this training.
Mm-hmm.
For example, my BS criminology students, there was no discipline of training, no karate training, no arnis training, but in 20 days of training, they finished these 8 modules already in one semester. That is 20
Okay.
days training. So it's very fast to learn this. If you are a legit instructor of this art, Wido di Kuborata, you know how to teach this
Yeah.
accurately.
All right. Okay. Dean has a question here. Do you offer online training for the beginning material?
Yes, sir. I offer trainings, some virtual trainings.
Okay, so the virtual training you offer, do you need to go there first to learn from you and then online training, or can they do online training first before they see you?
You can go with virtual training, and then after that, if you like, if you want to get a deeper, you can visit here in the Philippines and learn actual training. Much better if
Okay,
you have actual training because there is a pressure training. There is a pressure in striking, pressure in hand and empty hand striking.
okay. So GM, the online training that you're referring to, that is virtual. That is
Virtual.
like Zoom lesson.
Yeah.
But do you have
But
any like any beginner's material that is that can be bought online. That's I think that would
Uh,
be.
yeah, I have some materials here in my house. I sell also a stick like this, tula-tula.
No, training, GMD online training. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It is also online training.
Okay, cool. All right, good. Uh, okay, so GM, when you mentioned your journey yesterday, you mentioned like I think a couple of styles of Oído de Caburata that you learned. One is San Miguel and the one is Monchal. Am I correct?
Murcia, San
Monchal.
Miguel and Minuyan, Murcia. This is the mainland of Vido de Caborata.
Okay, so like for example, how many sub-styles or different styles of Oído de Caburata are there?
Uh, this art is came from San Miguel and and Minuyan also.
Okay.
So there's a style in Minuyan. You uh, I interviewed some the masters and grandmasters also because I learned the specialized training in Minuyan from Pacifico. So I asked him if how many modules they have. He said that 50 to 60 modules.
Oh
And from
wow.
my San
Okay.
Miguel, and from my San Miguel modules, we have 60 to 80 modules also.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot
Because
to
how
cover.
we combine that. Yeah, how we
Okay.
combine that.
All right. Okay. So, are there anything that you want to add with regards to the Uwido de Caburata before we basically go to more of your journey in the art? Ah, okay. So Dean has a question here. Overall,
Okay.
does the system specialize in a particular weapon aspect?
We have this specialized training from knife, a sword. Knife is 11 inches to 14 inches. Knife, this is knife
So it's a
training of Vido de
full
Caborata.
knife.
Very
It's a
long.
full knife then, full battle knife.
It's just like already a bulo because the more you got a long knife, the more you can you can pass to kill the person. And then
Okay.
in short stick we have this 36 inches. The equivalent of this is 36 inches also of the of swords. And then we have the 42 to 45 inches here in my upper side. This is 42 inches blade. It's a
That's
long blade.
a ginunting.
Yeah, ginunting, long blades. This I am the author
42
of this training.
inches. That's
Yeah,
long.
forty-two
It's
inches.
almost like a
Very long.
kampilan.
This is a 200 training
Also, it's
because
similar to a kampilan
we have
then.
a long stick training also.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
This is a 200 training.
That's the first time that I actually seen a ginunting that long.
Yeah, because I am the author of this design. I am the author of this design. I designed this because I learned a long stick training. So because the we do the Caborata San Miguel and Ninian, this is blades. This is a blades orientation. This is a blades training. So I I what we call this I wait, what we call this
You had it customized.
yeah I discovered this to I discovered to make like this sword. So I am the author of this sword. I am one of the who finished this sword also.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so Paul Rosales said he wants one. Dean Franco said he wants one as well. Yeah, me too. If I can bring it back here to the UK, yeah, me too. Okay, Brett has a comment here. I truly try to comprehend the difference between systems, but it escapes me. personally due to I see them all, but as one, only those small differences allow themselves as good thing or bad thing. Would you in some ways agree, sir, that it's all but one?
What is the meaning of this question? What is
Brett, would you mind expounding on this, please? Thank you. Yes, Antoken said, not going to fit in my check-in luggage. Yeah, man, you need to bring a golf bag, I think.
yeah, you can send to it to the post office. Like Lorenzo in France, he bought steaks from me, and then we sent to the post office to France.
Hey, GM, the sticks are okay, but blades like that could be confiscated in customs.
We
That's why
can
normally
produce
check-in luggage.
we can produce a permit. We can produce a permit.
All right, okay, good. Okay, okay. So, um, Paul has a question. That is tapado the same as oído de caburata?
Okay. Okay. Tapado is originated from Piding Abindan of Maaw. So, Abindan is came from Abraham Gubaton. Abraham Gubaton, his grandmaster, first grandmaster in Vido de Comortas is Jose Aguilar, the father of my grandfather also. And then, after from Jose Aguilar, he proceed training to Tunying Tolosa,
Okay.
Vido de Comorata in Minuyan. So, the
Ah.
Tapado is originated from Vido de Comorata.
Okay, so tapado is like a it sprung from Ovido de Caborata. So you've got the
Yes.
Ovido as a parent, and you've got tapado.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Ah,
the
okay,
this is the product of Vido de Cobrata. Tapado is the product of Vido de Cobrata.
I see. Okay, did well did does the tapado style already mix it with other stuff? So it's not solid Ovido.
Some of the masters in Tapado, because they have experience also from the other
All
FMA,
right,
so they mix this
they mixed it.
system sometimes. But some
Okay.
of the Tapado practitioner, this is originated. Even the terminologies is the same terminology with the Wido di Coborata. Like for
Okay.
example, the tapat training. What is tapat? Tapat is the fetal blow of the Wido di Coborata. We have a tapat term and we have the
Ah,
tapat term.
okay.
They have the pigar and we have the pigar also.
Okay. All
The
right.
pigar
Okay.
of tapat is the same with pigar of Wido di Coborata.
Ah, okay. It's actually Jim. It's actually nice to know all these things because at least, well, I mean, when people watch them in videos, okay, or online, people won't be able to actually see the differences with those styles and what came from where. So it's actually nice that you're managing to actually share this with us. Now, I've asked basically the difference with tapado. How about with serrada? What's the difference of Oído de Caburata with serrada?
Sirada is different system. We don't have a sirada in the Wido di Cobrata. With the Wido di Cobrata, we have the close quarter, middle, and the long distance
Okay.
fighting.
All right. Okay. And how about Sunkudan?
Sungkudan is the classical art also of Felix Ginabo. So
I see.
he is a walk-in member before of Wido di Coberta also. From Sabas Gubaton in Maaw, Bago City.
Okay, so Sunkudan is basically Felix Ginabo's journey or interpretation or system now.
Yeah, yeah. He blended this his art in Guido di Caporata also.
Okay, all
But
right.
but he finished some modules.
Okay.
But you know, we do the Caporata. There's so many modules. If you finish this basic training course, you have to finish this. In Macau, you have to if you want to say that you are a grandmaster, you have to finish this 17 modules.
All right. Okay. 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 All right. Got you
If
there.
you did not finish this this curriculum, how you could you say that you are a instructor,
Uh,
master, or teacher?
okay. All right. So GM, basically, what inspired you to or influence you to take up Oído de Caburata? So last night you already like explained that you took other martial arts like karate. So can you basically share with us, especially for our viewers today, your martial arts journey,
Yeah. When I
please?
was in
And
childhood, okay. When I was in childhood, my dream is to learn martial arts, and it's to become Philippine Army also. But
okay.
in my high school, but I did not successfully learn from martial arts in elementary. But my father he teach me in 1982 to 1983. Then after
Mm-hmm.
that, there was no activity in Arnes.
Mm-hmm.
Then to Sur Okinawan Rio with kickboxing and wrestling also.
I
Wushu
see.
Sansudo
Okay.
wrestling. And then after that, before every training, every WF, I proceeded also to to my my hometown, my birthplace in
Yeah.
Murcia to learn also Wido di Caburata and from my father and some of the masters, and then to Jeffrey Montelibano also. He taught me also Lapu-Lapu also in the handled training. And then after that, when I teaching in college as a coach, martial arts coach, because Brother Uli, he challenged me in 1987, 88, 89 to teach my art because this is they can help for my allowances in college.
All right.
So
Okay.
so when I was 18 to 19 years old, I started teaching in University of St. Lasal, Bacolod City. And
Okay.
then after that, I was a coach of some schools in martial arts. And then after that, going back to Wido de Caporta to getting deeper the training, I met Arturo Aguilar. And then he teach me many basics of hundred and thousand basics of Wido de Caporta. And then after that, I got his turnover of lineage last year. And then
Mm-hmm.
last 2019. And then after that, uh, before he before he passed away, I proceed to Pacifico Verden also and learn some of the techniques because the Pacifico Verden is different system also, different specialization. He knows the training of San Miguel also, and Arturo he knows also the training of Minuyan also. But they have their own separate specialization of training. So you have to learn that in order to make it good practitioner someday for
All
your
right.
future.
Okay. Last night you mentioned that your family is actually into martial arts, and you got a long line of like
Yeah.
uncles and also like grandfather who
Mm.
is into it.
Yeah. My father so that is why my father he taught me he is the first who teach me bladed weapon
Okay.
knife training because I don't like before the stick training. So he teach me did knife training.
Knife
And then
training.
after that, yeah. But
And
when I
go
okay,
on, Jim.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was about to ask if is the knife training that you received from your father part of the Uido, the Kaburata
Yes,
system?
yeah, because this is a widow system also. Because Tonying Tolosa before, because this is this the my father and Tonying Tolosa is relative also. This is second cousin relative, and then every Sunday Tonying Tolosa visited Morsha to buy some product in the market because this is the market day of Morsha, and then after that he visited also my father and then drink with whiskey and then they have Mostra also. Mostra like that.
Ah, okay.
Little Mostra also. But my father he did not teach what we call this widow di Comarca or any widow system because he is busy from the land of before he is busy from the land in Kabangkalan and this is doing Smith in chicken Smith. You know tin Smith
Yeah, yeah,
chicken.
yeah, yeah.
He
Yeah.
he knows to do that because he is a teacher also in vocational course Justiniani Motors auto diesel mechanic before.
Ah, okay.
So
Right. So, Jim, when you're basically like when you learn it from your father, and maybe when he learned it from his father, was this system just taught or passed down from father to son, or were they also like teaching other people? Was it
he did
open
not
to
he did not
others?
teach yeah he did not teach to others because he's busy from the land because before we have 32 hectares land in Kabangkalan, he's busy and then
Oh,
he's
I
doing his
see. Okay, yeah,
business.
right.
So he's
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah. He's going to be busy. That's a huge land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned earlier on like San Miguel, Murcial. What are the specializations of these substyles of Ovido de Caborata?
Guido di Caborta in San Miguel area, they are specializing in palo system,
So what
palo
is
spigar system,
okay? I
palo
mean,
spigar.
you're gonna have a demo later on about with that, right?
Yeah, palo spigar. Yeah. And then
Okay.
in Minoyan, they have the update system where they have the dagmit system is different also.
Okay.
But the strike is almost it's almost the same, but the in application is different.
All right.
They have the different specialization of training.
Ah, okay. And then the other substyles,
Uh, Come again, please.
the other ones that you mentioned earlier on that has like specialization.
Yeah. Last last day, last day.
Okay. So, Jim, when you teach the art, do you still follow the old style or do you mix it with modern way of
In the
teaching?
in the in the beginning of my basic training course, you have to follow the oldest style
Mm-hmm.
because this is the basic training. Basic training. Then after that, if you finish the instructor training course, yeah, and
Yeah.
then uh, if they have senior instructor, master, we can do the another system like mine. I formulate the combination knife fighting, the
Mm-hmm.
knife fighting with lock to the opponent. Okay, disarm the knife and then lock the opponent, and then we have the disarming of pistol weapon from level 1 to 4. So
Okay.
I formulate with this.
Oh, so you did you did a syllabus on this, a
Yes,
course
I
on
have a
this.
syllabus.
So that is basically, we could say, your contribution to Oedo de Caburata as a system.
Yes, yes. Because my
Okay.
specialized training is the concentration is to teach the criminology school, criminology students, and
Okay.
then I have him to teach also in the training camp in military or police camp.
All right. So that did any of your, just backtracking a little bit, this did any of your like father or grandfather fought in the war, like in World War II?
Yeah, my grandfather, he was what we call this the getting ambos the Japanese army also in the Morsha. They are the what we call this
Guerrilla.
the guerrilla, yeah, yeah, that's right, that's
And
correct, guerrilla.
when he was basically when he was a guerrilla fighter, did he use Oedo de Caburata or taught also the system to fellow guerrilla fighters?
I did not talk to my lolo before with that
Okay, okay, fair enough.
because when
Fair
he
enough.
died, because he died, my age is only 11 years old or 10 years old.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, the reason why I asked it is this: the way, I mean,
But
the art that you teach now, is it still similar to the art that he was practicing?
yeah,
Something
it's the same, almost the
same.
same from the authentic system of the Widow de Cavorata to the latest of my teaching,
Okay, so
latest
you
type
can
of
say that basically this is a system that was already like proven in war, and it
yeah.
is effective.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But in 90s, because this is the birth of RP, the Arnis Philippines,
Yeah.
that we do the Coberta before that the all strikes in upper side, the upper body of the person is only one only number one, and then the lower side is number two. But in 1990s, the birth of the RP, the Jose Aguilar, they got involved in the sports. He
Mm-hmm.
teach the 12 strikes also, the integrated the 12 strikes of Wido de Coburata with the federation.
All right, I see. Okay, so it's actually nice basically to know that, and at least you're managing to preserve the art that your father learned from his father, your grandfather, um, and at least now also like we know that you got like a lot of specialization in Oedo de Caburata. Okay, so um, just before, I mean, guys, do you have any other question for Grandmaster Joemarie here? Because if not, we might as well shift to the demo part. Okay.
Well,
Jim
we can
said 44 inches ganun thing looks tasty. Where and who made it?
before I made this in my house only because I have people to do this job. Now we have no laborer like that.
Also, you were the one who actually like made the
Design.
ganun thing.
Yeah, yeah. I am the one who designed also.
Okay. Right. Okay. So Brett Reese commented, okay, I'm JKD influenced for many years. Okay. What I meant was that once the basics of interactions are developed, do they change from those of our ancestors? Uh, then his follow up is, I think not, and they actually perform them better than we may ever will might matter. I yeah. Okay, we're gonna circle back to that one. Okay. Did you manage to get that, Jim?
I, what is the meaning of that question? I cannot get this question.
I think what Brett is saying. I'll try my best to translate it in Filipino or Tagalog. Pag nakuha niyo na yung basics, yung foundation, okay? Habang nagde-develop kayo, um, na, naiiba o nababago ba ito mula doon sa kung paano ito pinapractice ng mga ninuno natin?
Uh, okay. You are getting deeper also. If you practice this, you can experience that your strike every day, every year, you are getting deeper, and then you can also you can create also another additional techniques
Okay.
with this art.
The follow-up question is this, Jim. Sa tingin nyo ba, mas magaling ang pag or mas, mas maayos, mas magaling ang pagkaka-perform nila or tayo or yung
Oh,
modern?
okay. For me, my discipline is always discipline. I respect the masters and grandmasters of Vido di Cabrata. I am not good than him because I
Okay.
am only the student. I am
Okay.
only
So
the student. But we can getting deeper the training. But I respect the masters and grandmasters of Vido di Cabrata.
all right. So there you go, Brett. I hope that answers your yeah. Um, but yeah, okay. So if you don't have any more questions, guys, Jim, are there still anything you want to bring up before we go to your demo?
Okay. As advice only in Vido. If you want to learn Vido di Cabrata, uh, if you are if you like to learn illegit, learn from the legit. Okay? Do not base on the price of training because price is of training. You cannot you you cannot say that if the price is lower, but the curriculum is not the authentic system of Video di Caborata. Okay, you must learn with the legit members of Video di Caborata, masters and grandmasters or instructors.
Okay.
Do not base on the price, based on the legitimacy of Video di Caborata.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm going to have a follow-up question on that, GM. But this is basically thrown in this question is more general across FMA in Negros. Okay. So somebody asked, I have heard that learning FMA in Negros cost a lot of money. I mean, you already brought that up anyway. So what is the usual charge?
For me, the usual charge on me is very minimal. $25 per hour at minimum of 2 hours is enough for me in
Okay.
virtual training. Very low cost.
All right. Okay. Um, follow-up question: is learning the art now in Negros very commercialized?
It depend on this discipline. In Mido di Comarata, we did not do commercialize because Mido di Comarata is a secret training in the mountain. We cannot devolve this training in commercial. I can devolve in the time of training if you are my students. Because you know why? I masters and grandmasters, they are hiding their techniques for
Mm-hmm.
many years. some of their techniques is century years also, from the from grandfather to son to from grandfather to son to nephew and other member of the family, and then you are going to devote in the public. You
Yeah, yeah.
can teach only in the private. If they enroll with you, you can teach with them.
Ah, okay. All right. Fair answer to the question. Hi, Grandmaster Ron Saturno. Okay. Um, Paul has a OC. Paul has a comment here and a question. Oido de Caburata has long range to short range. No, with corresponding weapons. Uh, can you can you wield the long in corto?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you're going to show us later on, GM. So, what is the distance of your corto?
Porto,
Yeah,
meaning to say, even we are the, like for example, you're the body of this opponent, and then your body here, it's the same. Even we can get 1 inches Porto, it's go to me. What we call this, 36 inches Porto, it's good for me also, or middle. And then long range, it's okay. We do the Kaporta, they don't choose any distance. This is useful in any distance, in any situation.
Okay, all right. Uh, yeah, okay. So, Brett Reese said, I'm trying to grasp and be able to interact with you. And thanks, Thomas, for taking time to speak what I say. It is simply a life experience and communication gap that exists. I'm actually learning a small but of language through this. Very welcome, bro. It's no problem. Okay, and we always value your input, your questions, and your comments in the podcast. Okay, so um, can we move now to the demo?
Yes,
Then maybe
yes.
come back to more if basically if there are more questions about the system and about the training.
In
Okay.
the demo, we have, as I said, we have the 16 to 17 strikes.
Okay.
Right.
GM is frozen. I hope that's not me.
This is strike number one only.
Okay.
This is the content. This is the content of my strike number one.
Okay, sige, GM. Ready? We're ready for the demo. I want to see the 44-inch weapon in quarter distance.
24 inches.
Yeah, that
44
was
inches.
the ganun thing, GM. Are you going to demo? Are you going to do the demo with the ganun thing?
Okay. It's okay. No problem. Any question is it's appreciated.
Okay. All right. Okay. So are we moving now to you to the outside?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. O GM, you're going to demo both knife and ano ha? Gun disarm. Yes, you promise.
Ryan. Okay na?
Okay, so guys, while GM is moving from the inside of the house to the outside of the house. Okay, so once again, I would like to remind you that next weekend we are going to have the live sessions, Zoom sessions for GM Moni Veles, and we are basically finishing the recorded Zoom sessions uh, this Sunday. Okay, so they're they're setting up. So I do hope, guys, that you're liking this interview. Yeah, that's your typical bucket in the Philippines, that together with the dog barking. Okay, GM, you're good. And I miss that dog and crow in the morning. Hi, Uwe. How are you doing, man? Man, it's already like 2 a.m. there in Germany. Oh yeah, Brett, that's true. You could use the wall as a mural. Yay, demo time. Yeah, we can. You can have like the logo of Uedo de Caburata in that wall, on that wall. Hi, GM Rene Tongson. Oh, you're in Negros. Now I see. Okay, well, you're still buzzing then. You've got 2.5 hours online with one morning. You might end up sleeping an hour after. And lucky it's Sunday, so you don't have to wake up early. You good at graffiti? Me? Well, as long as it's on the app, yeah. But not on the wall. Yeah, actually, yeah. Nice area to train. It's very serene, very peaceful, as Brett said. Is that orange? Is that an orange tree that I see? Yep, you've got the natural protection from sunlight. You don't need to top up with your sunscreen, and it could be breezy. And of course, if that's a an orange tree that I see, the scent of the uh, The scent of orange is actually nice and inviting. Uh, GM Joemarie, they might be slightly practicing. Oh, there you are. There you are. Uh, Negros, you're muted. GM, there you go. Oh yeah, definitely, Brett. It's a good place to run endlessly. Windy road. But it's nice. Okay, you've got all the trees. Okay, nature surrounding you. Hanap ng papaluin. Bata, lika rito.
Right? Ra. Sulungid.
I'm not sure about Presas, Uwe, but Negros is basically the place like where PTK came from, Negros area. Also like Lightning came from, and you got Ovido Caborata. So you have quite a number of arts that is based
Okay,
from Negros.
hello, Guru Tom.
Hi, we're ready. I can hear you.
Wala lang. Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you,
Hindi ko
GM.
hindi ko He can hear you. He can hear.
I
He
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
We start now from Banday Banda.
Okay.
Banday Banda, Hinay-Hinay, and then the basic pigar. Okay,
Okay.
three strikes only. And then after that, we proceed to another three strikes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, GM. Cool.
Okay.
Floor is yours. Oh yeah, we used to do that.
If you strike
Pinelas.
here, if you strike number one, this is the Banday Banda. Okay? Banday Banda. Okay. And then the another one, strike is the Hinay Hinay. If you strike there, this is the Hinay Hinay only. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then another one, strike basic pigar. Basic pigar is a striking of like that.
Oh, you really need the hand guard there. Otherwise, that's gonna destroy your fingers.
Yeah. This is the basic pigar.
And then we have the six pulgadas pigar. 6 pulgadas is 6 inches pigar. Okay. This is the 6 inches pigar.
So, Jim,
And then this is the pagwa pigar. Pagwa pigar. This is strike. This is also strike number one.
so they are all strike number one, but different applications.
This is number one palos. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's like a doblada.
This is a rumbo bunal. Rumbo bunal. Did you see
Ah,
that? Rumbo bunal?
yep.
Okay, Rombo Bunal.
It's like a double strike happening over there.
Strike with me, you get into trouble.
Yeah, that's true, Brett. Oh,
We
there
have
you go. Eh.
Saka Uno. We have the Saka Uno. Saka Uno.
So
Okay?
it's blocking and at the same time striking the face. That's what you're aiming for.
Yeah. From lower side, we strike to upper side in order to reach the strike number one.
Ah, okay. So it's like two birds in one stone then. So in concept, no strike and yeah, that's true. That's
We
true.
have the Uno Lamlam. Uno Lamlam. Lamlam. Lam. This is Uno Lamlam.
Okay.
Okay? That
Yeah.
is already seven techniques or eight techniques.
Okay. All right. Cool.
We cannot show the another techniques because this is confidential training.
Ah, that's okay. That's okay, Jim.
Okay, okay. Okay, we are going proceed to the laptop interview.
Okay. Are there still any demo that you want to do? So basically, at while you're there, do all the demos
Okay.
and
I'm going to demo the legit the demo of San Miguel and Minoyan strikes combination strikes.
oh yeah, yeah. Actually, that's good. So at least we can see the difference between the San Miguel. Wow.
Okay?
Wow. Uh, GM, is the San Miguel of Ovido de Caborata completely different from the San Miguel of from Cebu?
San Miguel Cebu is different because this is not Wido di Caburata. San
Yeah,
Miguel is
yeah.
different.
Okay. No, just basically like placing it for the sake of the audience.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul said it's very fast. Can you do it again, Jim?
Okay.
So guys, don't blink.
We do rumbo style in order to show to the people that they can monitor the strike.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow. How long is that? Is that a 44-inch
This is
stick
36
housing?
inches. 36 inches.
Oh, 36.
36 inches. Yeah,
Wow.
36 inches. The basic stick of Wido di Caburata from 32 to 36 inches.
I see. And what determines the length? When do you basically like go for a longer?
Determine.
Like for
Okay.
example, if I'm new to the art, do I get to use a long 36 stick, or should I start with 32?
You must start also with the 36 inches
I see.
from the
Okay.
beginning to the end. You must use the 36 inches. So, but sometimes I will give you the 22 inches, 36 inches, or 30 inches in order to familiarize the other sticks used
I
in EPMA.
All right. Okay. So Brett said nice power. Paul, can we see the 44 inches stick?
Okay, okay, my student, I will command my student to use this.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Jim.
Yung stick ito. Wala. Wala kasi dalapan.
Wow, I'm missing the Philippines. Oh, that must be a kendo helmet.
Okay, wait.
Thank you, GM.
Alam mo, pag mo, diretso din. Diretso din mo. Tiyak. Ay, tiyak. Oo. Kung gusto ko na kung lugalan, dali ang buwan sa ano. Ang sa dalawang diretso, ang isang sa babaw sa ilong. Okay. Okay. Uno, dos. Okay, that is number one strike, and then the diagonal, the what we call this, the horizontal strike of number two.
Okay. Okay po. Uh, Paul asked, how heavy is the stick?
Hibi, mapila ka kuan man.
Depende sa
Right.
depende sa mga kilo, no? Depende.
It depend on the
Depends on the wood
one of the one wood.
Okay. Is it a guava stick that you're using? Paul is asking.
This is udling stick, but we use tula-tula stick because tula-tula stick is the most authentic stick of Bido di Caborata. But now in Dimo, I use only udling stick.
All right. Do you get it from a certain tree?
This is the branches of tree only.
I see. Okay. All right. Okay.
Sir.
Okay. So
This is tula-tula. Tula-tula.
ah,
Tula-tula.
okay. I love the use of the slippers. Okay. Uh, okay. So James Padilla said, "Can they move a little farther from the camera so that we can see their demo much better?" Oh yeah.
In what techniques?
Maybe GM, if you can show again the San Miguel, please. You can
San
either
Miguel?
move the camera or move a little bit further.
Ang stick na yan ito, stick ko. Kagabi. Stick ko magulang yung
So, hi, GM Felix. How you doing? Oh, so GM Felix,
What do you mean to be demo? The combination strike of San
the
Miguel and Minuyan strike?
the one that you did earlier on GM, the San Miguel one.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I yeah, yeah. Can you lower the camera down a little bit? The angle of the camera so we can see you. Yep. There you go. Nice. Oops. Okay. Uh, right. Okay. So, GM, we got Uh, GM Felix commented, to those who are interested to practice the art of Grandmaster Torocio of Laringan Uido, just visit him in Bacolod. Good job, GM.
Okay, thank you, GM Felix Ginabo.
Brett said, as that beautiful stick is struck against the ground, it may be of benefit to sell them to others so that they comprehend the wood. Yeah, do you sell those sticks?
Okay,
GM, do you sell
thank
those
you.
sticks?
Yeah. I sell also a stick.
Okay,
Yes.
so guys, if you want to order some sticks from GM, Joemarie, please don't hesitate to contact him. Okay, so GM, can we go down to the knife stuff and then the gun disarm stuff?
Okay, nice stop. My bladed weapon training. I mean, my
Yes,
bladed
please.
weapons.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Hi, Danny.
Guru, I forgot the knife disarm training.
Ah, okay. So what are you going to show us for the knife stuff then?
The strike number one, and then I will disarm the
Okay,
knife.
okay, that's cool, GM. Whatever you prepared for us.
Oh,
Oh man, I'm dreaming of the Philippines now. Sorry, guys. Hey, GM Felix, why you're here? When can I interview you?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Guru Tam.
Ah,
What is the defense of Widow di Caborata? This is my formulated defense in knife fighting.
okay. I think
Okay.
GM, you might need to either lower down the camera or move further away, please.
Okay. We are going to do now.
Okay. Wait, GM, we can't see you. We can't see it.
Hi.
You might need to move further away, please.
Okay. We go.
Uh, Again, lower the angle of the camera, please. Slightly, please.
Alright. Okay na? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, nice.
And the other side. The other side. The
Yes, please.
opposite
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Go.
Okay. Do you have like some like drills to develop like attributes for knife defense?
Okay, this is the drills 1 to 12.
Okay.
The drills 1 to 5 in 1 to 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right. So that's basically your forms.
Yeah. This is strike number 1 to 12.
Okay. Cool. Do how about GM, like knife to knife? Have you got like drills? Knife
Knife
versus
drills,
knife?
it's okay.
I mean, I always appreciate your presence, Coach Danny.
Pag muna ko may i-flat ko lang. Trust lang ang diretso. Okay? Muna lang. Okay? Go.
Okay.
Again. One
Again,
more.
again, please. Yes, one
Go.
more. Yeah. Nice one.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Any other demos that you've got with the knife, GM?
It's the same also with the sword or stick. It's the
Okay.
same.
All right. Ah, okay. Okay. So, like, GM, do you also have an empty hand? The things
Yeah,
that
empty
you do with
hand.
the knife, the things that you do with the stick, you also have an empty hand version.
Yeah, empty hand. Yes, empty hand.
Would you be able to show us some, please, for the empty hand?
The
God,
the knife the knife defense is the empty hand already.
okay.
When we start here, this is the empty hand.
Okay.
Empty hand. Strike here. Oh, kapti kapti.
Drop.
If you strike here, this is the empty hand. Empty hand. Empty hand.
Okay.
Empty hand defense. Because you have no weapon. This is the empty hand of Guido di Caborata.
Do you do like punches or kicks?
Yeah, I do also because I learned that also for long years ago.
All right. Do you
Okay,
incorporate that
but
in
the
training?
only thing, we did not show it in the public. In pansing, in pansing, pang, pansing sa, pang, 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 boom.
Ah, okay. So it's like boxing. It's like, similar to
Yeah,
boxing
it's
then.
just it's like a boxing because the Filipino there's a Filipino martial arts. This is there is a boxing martial arts also in Filipino martial arts.
Yeah, and pretty much a lot of the GMs actually have learned boxing in one way or the other.
Yeah, but this is different. This is different because this is the knocking. This is the knocking power is different.
Okay. Okay.
The
Where do
knocking
you
power is different. Different.
okay, so how do you basically get that base for power for not for the knockout punch?
Knockout punch.
Or how do you
Knockout punch.
generate power for your
Yeah.
punches?
From here. You throw your hand with shoulder and hip. So
Okay.
this is the most
Yeah.
powerful punches.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. You said, Jim, that you're going to show us some gun disarms as well.
Yes. Okay. This is the gun disarming. Okay. Okay. Again. Okay. This is level 1. Level 2. Another techniques. Again.
Yes, please. And this is basically like because you said you thought you teach in is it College of Criminology? Do you also like teach
Yes,
them all this?
yes. I teach only the level 1 only. The level 2 I did not teach as of now.
Okay.
We have the level 1, 2, 3, 4 in the gun disarming.
Okay. That's good, GM. Brett Reese said, I find that this art is very traditional and not as what my life demands of me, but I love it and it is necessary in development.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Paul is asking this: Was the gun disarm part? Was it? Was the gun disarm part of it back in World War II?
This is my formulated because I saw the criminology college of criminology school. They need a gun disarm, and then I observed from my masters and gun master also because Arturo Aguilar is well known. Is a good sharpshooter in firing. So I created these techniques because I need this for criminology training and some or maybe someday in military training or police training camp.
Okay. Julius has a reaction. Level 1. My level 4 pa. I think he's referring to the gun disarms. Actually, I'm curious because you've mentioned you've got a level 1, 2, 3, and 4. What's the difference of the levels? If you don't mind answering them, GM. You don't need to demo, but just answer.
Oh. Level 1 is the beginning of disarming of pistol weapon
Okay.
because little speed but it's not quick draw disarming. But in level 2, this is a quick draw disarming. Right? If you do this is level 2. Okay, level 3 and level 4, there is a techniques there.
Oh, I see. Okay, so basically you've got like riskier situations in the higher levels.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Paul said level 4 sa pintukan na ng langit. So for those who don't understand it, level 4, according to Paul, level 4 is you're already in the gates of heaven. Okay. Are there any more demos that you prepared for us, GM?
It's that's all. As of
That's
today,
all.
that's all. But if he can learn with me in virtual, we have there's so many modules to learn.
Okay. Are you going back now inside?
Yeah, yes, yes,
All right.
yes.
Cool. Okay. All right. So guys, let's just give GM a chance to go inside. And thank you for Brian Pablo for assisting GM. Cheers, Brian. Lovely trees. It's really making me homesick.
Matamat ko na.
And now the sound of the cats. Yeah, all I need now is basically relaxing music to go with this scenery. Uh, now just imagine now on the tree, you got a hammock tied to it. Oh, we're back inside now. Sorry, GM. Sorry, guys. I have to let go of the nice scenery at the back. Only- Oh, hold on. Dang, that's your design, GM, and you made that as well. Can't hear you. Uh, can't hear you, GM. No audio. You don't have audio. We're just waiting for them to sort out the audio. Right. Good morning to all Bastoneros in Negros Island and abroad. Good morning, James. Hey, GM. I still need to get you and the Negros Mostrados online. We need to make this happen now. Still no audio. Oh, there you go. We can hear you now. We can hear you now. Wow. How long is that, GM? 24. Mm, okay. Your talibong is nearly the same curve as the Ginunting, GM. Yeah, but 18th century still. Wow. Where did you get them from? Oh, they can't still hear you. Uh, okay, hold on, GM. Because they can't still hear you. Uh, can I, can you sign, can you just log in, please? Um, hold on, I'm trying to sort out. Okay, can you guys? GM, can you talk, please? Oh, I see. Okay. Do you want to do you want to swap? No, 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 no. Hold on. Use the other phone, GM.
The view?
Yes. Use the phone. Use the phone. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, GM. Look. Yeah, look at the phone. Not the laptop.
Okay.
There you go, guys. Can you hear GM now?
Game ko. Balis na yun. Trust ka. Dai? Hindi ko alam Dai? Hindi ka balo. Sa phone isang phone.
Okay. GM. You know the one the
Echo ko
frame
na.
on your laptop. Can you lower the volume, please?
Diri sa gapo. Sa phone. Sa laptop mo yan.
Or just close the laptop completely.
Japan sa kanyang laptop.
Yeah, because we're getting feedback.
Okay.
Just close the laptop. Yeah, I can still hear feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's better now. Yeah, no more feedback.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back. What were you saying, GM, earlier on? Yeah, because not a lot of people actually heard that. So you were
The blade,
showing the talibong, yes?
the talibong is the blade is 18th century still during Spaniard time, and then this is the Carabao horn handle. The
18th
guard is
century
actually
still.
still.
What did that come from, like spring leaf, or where was that like
This is came from what we call this coil spring.
a coil?
Coil spring. Yeah.
Wow. Did you have to melt it and then, or did you have to go through the whole process of like melting the whole steel and
Yes.
then making?
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
Before my people do this. My laborer do this. But the designer is me. But my
oh,
people they do this how to form this still, and then we can also sharpen this. I know how to sharpen the blades.
okay. Wow. Paul is asking, can we see the spine of the blade? How thick is it?
Ang pansip likod.
The spine, the back. All right. Okay. Wow. And is it a false? Does it have a false blade? False edge, rather false edge.
What's it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wow. And you get like the same still for your ginunting.
Yes. May ganun thing is the same. The same still.
Is that a training blade that you've got, GM?
This is for emergency only.
What kind of emergency?
I have a training blades also. We go Mel go this training blades.
We managed to have it sorted. Yeah.
What was dalong katwe?
Okay. So GM, if anybody would like to learn from you, how would they contact you?
You can contact me in my messenger. Joemarie Ayson Torocio.
Okay. And like for example, you said that you also sell like sticks.
Yeah.
Uh, what else? Blades as well?
Blades now, we did not sell now.
You don't sell blades, just
Only,
sticks.
only sticks only.
Okay.
From 30 inches to 36, 42 or 45, 48 inches blades. From basic stick of the word, and then to tapado or long stick.
Okay. So they contact you through the same through your messenger.
Yes, messenger only.
Okay, you don't have any website for your for the stuff that you sell.
Uh, in Wido di Coburata, I have samples of sticks there.
Okay. Okay. So they can contact you through the Uwido Kaburata page in Facebook.
But better if this is messenger message,
Just
because
your personal
yeah,
your personal
because I
messenger.
open this daily. I daily open the messenger messages, but in
Okay.
Gmail it's sometimes it did not open that.
All right. Okay. So GM, what are your future plans with the art?
It maybe if somebody want to learn with me in virtual or in actual on the then or going abroad to teach my art, much better.
Okay.
Because
But what like do you plan to like teach the art publicly as well?
yes, I did that before publicly, but uh, with the video di Coborata curriculum.
Okay. All right. Um, have you got like any? Well, I know you're still young, but what are your plans for like passing the art to a successor?
Yeah, I have some. I have a lot of student also here. So I he finished also the instructor training course, and then they can teach this art also.
I see. Okay. So at least you've got a like a student that will be able to like carry the in the future.
Yes, much
Okay.
better if I will I can teach in the we can teach in the training camp in military or police camp in abroad also like what we call this NATO. I like to teach also in NATO
Dito.
because NATO
Yeah.
yeah NATO because some of the Philippine army also told me that some Filipinos that uh is there to teaching their these Filipino martial arts also.
I see. So you've got projects with NATO as well.
No, as of now, no. So that is why I la- I la- I I'm going to search to find me to find me to introduce me to teach in any
I
training
see.
camp.
Okay. All right. Okay. I got it now. Got it
This
now.
is my planning only.
All right. So that's basically your future plans.
Yes.
Okay. Before I carry on, so Bretry said, I am so sorry that a communication hindrance exists. It's an honor to listen and better than at another time again with a translation. Um, yeah, we're basically working on that so that basically we if we can have like a translator uh, on basically during the actual interview. But no worries, man. Eh, okay. There's always like a communication hindrance that is happening, or sometimes we get lost in translation. But okay, always your thoughts are always welcome and appreciated. Okay. Are there anything that you want to to share with us before I basically throw the final question. And if you got any question, guys, feel free to ask. Any thoughts that you would like to share to the public, GM?
If anybody who want to learn with Dodi Koborata, the legit with Dodi Koborata, I am here to teach you. I am here to help you, to share my skills.
Okay. So, I mean, I think unless guys you got any more questions for GM Joemarie, we can wrap this interview up now. Okay, so I don't think they're all okay. So GM, last question that we normally ask people. Oh, Bob Valverde, we're in the Philippines. Oh, GM, where where in the Philippines can they find you?
In Bacolod City. Bacolod City. City proper. I have address in my Facebook account.
Okay, so there you go, Bob. Or just contact GM so that you can
Yeah,
basically
just
get
contact
more
me in
information.
Messenger.
Yeah. Or Julius is asking, can we get a part two? Are you up for it, GM?
We can do this part 2 in your virtual training only.
Ah,
Because
okay.
if we do the part 2, we explore we explore already the confidentiality of the training of Vido de Coborata.
You did that, Julius. You have to sign up for a virtual training with GM.
The grandmasters, the old grandmasters in the mountain didn't like that to explore the confidential training.
Okay.
I'm not going to devolve this training because this is the confidential training of Vido de Coborata.
All right. Okay. I respect that, GM. Don't worry. Julius is smiling. So, Brett Reese, no better place to learn that to learn uh, than that backyard.
This
Yeah,
is
actually.
question.
No, no, no. It's a comment by Brett. No better place to learn that backyard. So he's just basically referring to the fact that you've got a nice place, got a nice backyard to train with, and it's very conducive for learning.
Yeah,
You've got a nice
very
ambience.
yeah. It's a cold place. So
Is it
the
cold?
climate is good. In my place in barangay, the climate is good. But this is a traditional training because master and grandmasters, if you want to learn with the masters and grandmasters or instructors, you go with their house and then learn. This is the traditional way of training of FMA.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Um, Bob said, excellent, salamat po. And then environmental training is the best. Yep, that's true, Bob. That's true. Um, my May mga buhay pa bang old GM? Are there still like old GMs that are alive with Uwido de Caburata?
With Dodico Borata, in my part, San Miguel, Grandmaster Arturo Galar, the heirs of Guido de Caborata from Jose Aguilar. He was died last year, 2022, 21 December.
All
And
right, okay.
then Pacifico Birden in Minuyan Morsia is still there.
Mm.
And some other grandmasters in Wido de Cabarta. There's, Wido de Cabarta is a big family. There's so many grandmasters in the mountain, but still to discover this art. For me, it's not the whole training of Wido de Cabarta also. Even I know the 1,000 techniques of Wido de Cabarta, but I am not contented of this training. I am still to discover to this kind of training also because there's some widow di Caborata grandmasters at the age of 94 still teaching, but they chose only the one they chose only the student, the good student and well disciplined student. They did not teach students if when this is what we call this unscrupulous students. We
Okay.
don't want
Yeah.
to teach like that.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, what grandmaster would like to teach his scrupulous students? I mean, but I mean, so GM. That means that basically there are still like GMs in Uido de Caburata that are not that known in the mountains.
There's so many. Some of the grandmasters I don't know also. Even Pacifico Verden. I know him uh, last 3 years only. But some of the grandmaster there is old also. I don't know the name also. And then some of the grandmaster in the mountain, some of the, his name is uh, Dular. His Grandmaster Dular.
Hmm.
Grandmaster Dular is different specialization. Is the empty hand training also.
I see. Okay, Bradley said it's a good place. Ah, we definitely are missing a beat and expression across the board of such. I just like the birds singing. It's all. And it's a good place and structure to learn. I completely agree. I completely agree, Brett. Especially if like you're training in the mountain. I mean, it's like basically um, having an experience, a deep experience in learning martial arts, especially when you train in the mountain. Okay, so GM, I think that's about it. The
Yes.
other question that I would like to ask you is this. Okay, so normally we ask every guest this question at the end of the interview. What advice can you give the FMA community?
Advice.
Yeah, I mean, it could
Okay.
be when it comes to training, it could be when it comes to mindset, it could be when it comes to how you embrace your journey, but or
Yeah.
it can be when it comes to camaraderie
Okay.
and
I advise you to go interview with the legitimate grandmasters and masters.
okay, all right. Um, oh, Bob has a question. Would it be possible to travel to the mountains and meet some of these grandmasters?
You must finish first the training course here in the city, and then after that, if you finish this, I'm going to introduce you to the grandmaster also, which I am graduated this art also.
Okay, all right. Okay, so they have to train with you first before they get introduced to the grandmasters.
Yeah, because it's difficult to if you have no basic. If you have no basic, how you could how you could learn like that in the grandmasters? The
Yeah,
grandmaster is teaching only to finish the product, not
yeah.
to start from the beginning because it's for the grandmaster is getting old. Is getting old at the age of 94 years old. It's difficult for him to teach you without
Wow.
basic without basic knowledge of Vido di Cabrata.
Wow. 94. Okay, GM, I think GM Thompson also answered. There are still a good number of styles in the hinter areas of Negros, not only Owido. Owido has a lot of other groups that evolved their own. Yeah. Okay. So, um, hey, Elric. Okay, so for those, I think some of you are wondering. I mentioned Elric last night because Elric is actually the one who recommended to interview Grandmaster Joemarie Torocio. So hence we've got in, and it's we kind of blessed. FMA discussion is blessed to have basically to have GM Joemarie.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you to Sir Elric
Yeah.
for
Well.
giving me a chance to have interview here. And
Yeah.
then to the education, especially to Dean Franco
Yeah. Very
and
welcome,
you
GM.
also.
Very welcome. We are we are basically blessed to have you in it. All right, and thank you guys for watching. So, GM just basically. Oh, okay. Elric has a question. We're not over. What was sparring like in your father's time? Single
The
bit
sparring,
engagement or multiple hits like Cebu City?
no, the sparring is mustra only. But sometimes in the mountain, told me that the sparring is what we call this more on physical. They're going to fracture your hands like Pacifico Verdin. He fractured seven hands of the Ovido de Caborta also, the same Ovido de Caborta, and then he fractured another two elbow, and then one of the member of Ovido de Caborta got died with his strike.
Ah, okay. All right. So when you say mustra mustra only, GM, so what does it mean? Is that measured?
It's the measurement of the techniques if it is the techniques is effective or not.
All right. Okay. So do
You
you wear
are going
like
to repeat this.
do you wear
You're
like
going to repeat this.
body armors? Do you wear body armors for that? No, you don't.
No, we don't have we don't use bad armors. But when I am teaching in College of Criminology, I, I take care of my student because this is the university students. I don't want to get into trouble with the school university, so
Well, of
I
course.
use armors also.
Of course. I mean, that's how we do it now to be able to
Yeah,
reduce the risk involved in training
yeah.
students. Yeah.
Your student is to become a military or police, and then he got trouble, he got fractured, and then this is a person of with disability. How he could
Mhm.
pass the examination from the police or military if he have a fractured bone?
Yeah, if they're already injured or disabled.
Yeah, it's not it's
Yeah,
not
that's true.
acceptable in military or police training.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, so yeah, Dean Franco said thank you for coming on GM. Bob, it was great fun and honor to attend this podcast. Thank you very much. Beatrice, our father's peers may only answer for our father's actions. Our sons will ours. That's true. Untoken, no headgear back then, of course, yeah. Rene Tongson Mustra to demo or to show what you have before others fellows. This is more of sharing techniques. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that, GM. Uwe, thanks, gentlemen. Uwe, you're still awake. Brett Reese, nothing back then. uh, yeah, Brett, no. If you get hit back then, you get hit. Okay. Uh, GM Felix, can you join with us for a mostrations or mustra during our monthly gathering of Negros Mostradors? So GM Felix is inviting you if you want to join the Negros Mostradors. I think they do
Uh,
like monthly.
for me, he invited me to join Mr. Dor.
Yeah,
No, I don't want to join Mostrador because we do the Kubota, we have their we have own group, and then we have the discipline of our we have our own discipline.
I see. Okay. Okay.
We do
So,
the Kubota is family, is family.
all right. Okay, so thank you very much, GM Joemarie, for coming on and being our guest in FMA discussion. Okay,
Thank you to all.
and
Thank you for Dean Franco, Sir Erlich, for giving me a chance to connect with you. And then, especially to you, sir. Thank you, Goro
Tom,
Tam Peña,
no worries, GM.
and then Pugay.
Okay, Pugay po. Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, guys, thank you very much. That is episode 279. Uh, and thank you for watching. And again, thank you, GM Joe Marie. And just reminder, guys, again, this is going to be the last day for the recorded Zoom lessons for GM Moni Veles. And then next week is going to be the live sessions. All right. So have a great day. Have a great week. Um, and see you soon. And don't forget, I think Dean has an interview. Okay. Either today or tomorrow. Can't remember. Sorry. Okay. It's already past my bedtime now. So see you guys. Bye.